Adrian, my friend Peter lives in Bali, and we always stay with him when we're in Bali, and he loves to cook nasi goreng. So I've got to rival your Uncle Bob here for my friend Peter.
I wonder if Peter and Bob have ever bumped into each other.
Oh, that'd be a good food combination, actually. Peter's a good cook, Bob's a good cook. Match made in heaven. So what I'm going to do with the nasi goreng is I'm going to get you to start with, I've got a beautiful chicken breast there, just little strips, similar size to my green prawns.
I can do that.
And what I want to do is just put a little bit of my coconut oil in there, about a tablespoon of the coconut oil. The coconut oil is not just about keeping things from not sticking, it's also about the flavour as well. So I'm going to add my shallots, the whole lot, the whites, the greens. You know, if you do these quite chunky, little battens is absolutely fine because I do actually want to taste the individual spring onions or shallots. However, this rival between New South Wales and Victoria goes, names.
There's no rivalry here today because you're putting two meats in the one dish. Prawns and chicken. It's the same meat for me. It's fantastic.
All right, I'm going to chop the chilli, seeds and all, because I want a bit of spice in all of this.
Nice.
And then I've got some coriander.
Can I put the chicken and the prawns together?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
No problem. Seeing as we're going to cook it all the way through, otherwise there would be a serious problem. I've got some ginger and some garlic, so about a tablespoon of the ginger and maybe 2 or 3 cloves of the garlic. Again, you can add more or less. And this is really, the sauce part of this or the spice part of this as well.
Yep, love it.
I pop my chicken and my prawns into the wok, and I just want to start cooking those.
Nice.
And then I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. So I always like to use the tamari soy sauce. I don't mind the other particular product. I just like this because it's a wheat-free variety, and it's great for people who are, gluten sensitive as well. I've got some green beans. Just chop them into little battens for me. Now, while this is cooking, I'm going to actually fry an egg. So I know, Adrian, this is going to make you very happy, but...
I love a fried egg.
So I'm actually just put that straight into my little pan. When you've got a good quality non-stick pan, you don't always need to add the oil in it. So in that goes. Oh, how good is this smelling?
Fantastic, I'm loving it. And the beans go straight in?
Yeah, a bit of the beans.
They'll take about the same amount of time as the prawns and the chicken, so they've got a bit of crunch to them.
And I'm just going to add a little bit of the bean shoots, and I'm also going to top the bit with a bit of bean shoots on the top of it all. And then I've got my quinoa. Now, obviously, nasi goreng would not be cooked with quinoa. Maybe up in Ubud, where it's a little bit more sort of alternative, a lot of meditation going on up there. But I do love to use the quinoa, but particularly, this is great to use for leftover quinoa. Don't even say it. I know. You hate the word quinoa, but you probably hate the word leftover.
I've never heard of that word before in my life.
So pop that straight into the frying pan or your wok, whatever you're using, and just mix that all around. Oh, it smells so good. And I thought it'd be nice to add one other ingredient which they wouldn't classically add when it comes to nasi goreng. I've got some pepitas.
I thought they were over here for a reason.
So throw a couple of the pepitas in. It's a great way to get that extra protein, that extra good fats, but they're also quite high in iron, so we're kind of putting more good iron. And I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of the chicken stock to really get the cooking process happening.
I will say the Bolognese, one of their classic dishes, or the dishes that you'll get all the time, there's our suckling pig. One of their favourite things.
Yeah,
so,
you'd be very happy there, actually, come to think of it. All right, this is going to take a couple of minutes. My egg will be ready. I'm just going to top it with my coriander and a squeeze of fresh lime. I've got that beautiful coriander. Throw that in at the last moment because we still want the freshness of it. And I'm just going to put... I'll borrow that fork as well, thank you. Great way to squeeze the lime. Thanks.
Here we go.
And we're ready to go. This just smells fantastic.
This is real Indonesian sort of street food, isn't it? The sort of stuff you'd find walking down the streets in Bali, someone cooking up a big batch of nasi goreng.
Yeah, and this is kind of like the accompaniment you have with other dishes as well. You'd have it at breakfast, lunch or dinner. Egg, when you've got the egg, it's classically more sort of a breakfast type dish. But I've eaten this, all the time in Bali because it's so easy and it's so delicious.
I'm thinking that the next time I go to Bali, I'll see you with a little stall there making nasi quinoa and selling it at a huge profit to all the tourists. There we go.
You never know. I quite like that idea, actually. All right, tell me what you think.
OK, let me have a taste of that. I'm going to go straight for the prawn there. Look at that. Oh.
So good.
Zoe, that is fantastic. I do like the quinoa with it. It actually makes it lighter.
It does.
And a lot easier, which means I can eat more prawn and chicken. Fantastic.
You know, the quinoa absorbs all the flavour, really beautiful. More protein, obviously doesn't have the gluten in it. I know rice doesn't have gluten as well. But this is the kind of dish I could have, doesn't matter if I'm in Bali or Sydney or maybe even Paris, I could eat this dish as well.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think we've done some great Bolognese dishes, and I can just picture you by the street cooking this up in a wok.
Maybe by the pool, sipping a cocktail.
There you got it.